everyone, Kaminari here, and this is Comic Reviews. We are reviewing episode 11 of RWBY Volume 4, and what it is called, I can't remember what it's called, but it probably makes a whole lot of sense. Like, it's called Take Control or whatever. This is actually a RWBY Ranger / Grimm Syndicate kind of centric episodes, like itty bitty pieces of it, and it starts off with let's see, what do I have to point out at? Yes, we left off with shoot, I believe it was Yang first. Yang has just spray painted her mechanical arm to be looking like her Ember Silica weapon. It's like yellow and black and all that bits of red here and there. And she puts it on and is ready to go on her journey. She felt that she is ready. Her father, Tyann, kind of stopped her and said, I didn't say you're ready to go. And she said, yeah, oh yeah, are you going to stop me? He said, I don't think so. But he did tell her two possible places that she would like to go. She can go hunt for her mother, because Crow told him where the whereabouts of Raven. And you got where RWBY was heading towards Minstrel. And to Haven. Yes, Haven. I forgot. Minstrel's just a city or the kingdom. But Haven is the top, it's the top hunter, the hunter academy in Minstrel. So she is going there, they're going there to warn the headmaster. And in fact, that's pretty much what started out a little bit with the RWBY side of things. Yes, there's actually a scene with the Grimm Syndicate where it kind of shows that Cinder is training to use her powers, but she got tired easily. And here comes Salem and said, I thought you're the girl who wanted power. You're kind of weak. And here comes Tyrion. Yes, I'm going to add Tyrion. As Tyrion comes in, he's kind of like sobbing and all right. He said, I poisoned Crow. Is that enough for you? And she made a comment about the last eye has been blinded. So we're not sure what it really means, but I got a good idea. But she says, you disappoint me. And blah, blah, blah. She left. And due to that, he got upset, and due to his negative emotion, being upset, being disappointed, being a disappointment towards to what he had done, the Grimm was going towards him and going to attack him, and then he turns around and beat the living crap out of it. That makes him happy and give him that kind of like bloodlust kind of deal, and he looks kind of creepy and crazy at the same time. And I'm going to hold that as another note to what do I think about this episode and how do I observe. This time, there's an episode that, not the episode, the next scene has something to do with Weiss. Weiss is sneaking out of the house, trying to escape so she can go to Minstrel to aid her team. She, her friend, and Butler Klein has helping her out, but it turns out that Whitley needs some help, so she ends up he told her to go to the first floor library because they're going to meet there. Anyway, before she passed her father's office, you hear Ironwood and Papa Schnee having into an argument. This argument makes kind of a bit of a sense here. It's like, okay, I believe this they're telling us as a viewer that there's going to be how Atlas is closing their borders so that way they can make sure everyone is safe. There's no one coming in, there's no one coming out. They're becoming an isolated country or kingdom. And that's how it looks. When Ironwood is going to leave the office, Wise used her powers just to block the door just enough for her escape. And he said, Jacques, this door is locked. It's like it can't be. And she made her run for it. She meets Klein in the library, and she said, Klein, where are you? Klein, being in total badass mode, said, I'm here. I know where you are. So he led her to a secret passage in the manor and tell her to be safe as she runs off. And that ends the scene with Weiss. Now, here comes Blake's thing. If I remember correctly, Son has been laying on the couch, recovering from his injuries. He woke up and she made a comment. This is the reason why I left my team and my friends, because I don't want them to get hurt. And she's being selfish, the way she says. And he said, I know you're trying to be selfless, but what you're doing right now is being selfish. And we're your friends. We're going to help you no matter what. And that's what he has said, telling her that we'll do this in a heartbeat. Yang will do it, and so will I, kind of deal. And then, for comic relief, just to lighten up the load of heaviness, you got Kali and Gira falling out of the same way that Sun did in the other episode. Not comic relief, but it turns out they need to talk to them because of what they found out. And this is foreshadowing, and it makes a whole lot of sense, man. Is that Adam Torres, the guy who cut off Yang's arm and tried to kill poor Blake because he does not want his girl to be out and about and all that. And tells him that they're going to overthrow the leader of the White Fang, and lightly point out that Blake made a really good decision, and I'm proud of her. It said, we're not going to destroy the White Fang. We're going to take it back. And that's what she has done, or decided to do. And then here we are in Kur. Yuri, Ren end up running towards town along with Nora, trying to save Ruby, Crow, and Jean. And the Grimm, we call the horseman, has appeared and returned to Kur Yuri. And we get to see like parts of it. We got to see the horse portion of the Grimm, and then you got the headless horse, the horseman face, which looks like a demon almost, kind of like something like that one character from Ferngully. If you haven't seen the movie, Ferngully is like a really good movie in the 90s. It's actually has a really decent lesson about conservationists and all that. And the main villain, the way he talks, you see kind of like the slime or the skin that looks kind of creepy. Voiced by Tim Curry. Anyway, that's how this, like, the face reminded me of. Ignore my phone. And it ends with, like, Ren said, oh no, not again, kind of deal. And it cuts off. What do I think about it? It's pretty short for each segment. I mean, for example, Tyrion still reminds me of Kimberly. It's like how he is like a little crazy and creepy at the same time. I was like, oh my god, this is scary. And then the phone call requesting Klein to assist Whitley. And how Wise handle the situation. I know what she's thinking out to do whatever, going against her father's wishes, even though her dad's kind of like a dick. And Ironwood is still there. And they mentioned, like, Ironwood was the guy who stole his daughter. Believe it or not, Winter is not stolen and all that. She's actually doing this as her own thing going on. And I believe that had happened. Anyway, with Blake, Blake is pretty much doing whatever she can. She's like, we're taking back the White Fang kind of deal. It's like we're taking back something. I can't remember. We're taking back whatever country or planet. It was like, I was thinking about Star Wars right now. It's like we're taking it back or whatever. And you got Yang with her motorcycle, and she's given a choice. And so on and so forth. And of course, we get to see the Grimm. The Grimm is kind of creepy, but I'm not like, what? But the whole highlight of all is the comment that Salem made that the last eye has been blinded. Believe it or not, in Norse mythology, the eye of one of Odin's eyes has been blinded. It could be talking about his two crow, Hungum and Mungum. I can't pronounce them. Norse and Nordic language is not my thing, so it's the two crows. They serve as the eyes and messengers to Odin, and since Crow and Raven are kind of like the personification of these two creatures, it made a whole lot of sense. And she's talking about Crow. And Crow is actually the eyes and ears for Osmond. And yes, I forgot to mention Osmond and Oscar. They're going towards Minstrel, and some dude actually helped them out a little bit, even though it's like, you don't want to cross this guy's path or something like that. You don't want, he's pretty serious, don't take him too lightly. That's from the past episode, and I forgot to mention that. Anyway, I'm about to wrap this up real quick. Anyway, this is like the final countdown to the finale of RWBY Volume 4. As I failed to mention, it ends this Saturday because of, I don't know, they're getting ready for the next season of RWBY Chibi, which I'm not going to cover because it's all slapstick and all that. But if you're very interested in my content, please like, subscribe, comment, bug me on social media whatsoever. No negative comments whatsoever. And I bid you a farewell. Thank you very much. Have a great day.